Welcome back, everyone, for another custom bullet journal replay. Today is March 12th, and if you were here yesterday, you'll know that we officially finished Christine's journal, completely finished. So we're gonna be starting on our next order today, which is for Ashley. So she has an espresso journal. I'm gonna flip through this whole thing while I wait for a few more people to get here, and I know Ashley was hoping to be here as well for kind of the initial setup of her journal, so we're gonna wait for that as well. So let's take a look at Christine's journal. So Christine ordered a 12-month personalized journal for all of 2027. So we started off with her yearly spreads, and of course she chose all the different pages. Trackers, bingo and bucket list, monthly highlights. I'm gonna film like an official flip through of this to put on my YouTube channel. So I'll share more about kind of how to use each spread and that kind of stuff in that video. But yeah, she had a Lisa Frank inspired leopard print theme for her yearly spreads. And then for the months, she chose each monthly theme, and then together on live, we kind of figured out how we were going to portray that theme. So she requested a wintry snowflake theme for January. So we've got our title page, cleaning tracker, a 2-page calendar, and a notes box. Those are her monthly spreads that she has every month. And then we cycled through a few different weekly layout options. Hey Mary, thank you. Thank you, Funtime Mom. February is our little cat and birthday theme. March is an Easter theme. So Funtime Mom, it depends on the number of months and stuff that you want, but it comes down to about like $2.50, $3 a page. So in the hundreds, if you're wanting like, you know, well, in the hundreds either way. But yeah, I do have, though, a hand-drawn option that is printed in bulk that costs $50. So that's the option that most people go with. It's undated, it's like coloring book style. So it's a good fit for most. And then this is just kind of a fun extra for, I do a few of them a year, not a lot. So it's very limited. Oh, thank you. Baseball theme. Hey Yamil, how are you? I just got on, Terry. I was just gonna flip through this quick while I wait for other people to join, and then we're gonna start Ashley's journal. Also hoping that Ashley will be able to join fairly early. So Ashley, let us know if you are here. Back to school theme for August, and then the Nebraska Cornhuskers theme for September. Hey Sherry. You know, it's been all right. It's, the mornings always feel so different than the afternoons. I'm so thankful that my boys nap pretty much all afternoon. Like, I love hanging out with them all morning, but it's also nice to get a little bit of a change of pace in the afternoon. And the mornings have been a little bit tough. I was talking yesterday how my 1-year-old has just been in a funk lately where he'll just like tantrum for hours. And that's so not like him, but this week has been pretty tough for that. Just like nothing that you try works. So it's just kind of surviving the morning is the trick. So it was one of those mornings, but it was okay. Thank you, Anna. December, we've got our nativity and Christmas ornaments theme. Oh yeah, I know, Terry. There's always like a million possible explanations, you know, like even though like I don't think he's teething, I can't tell that he's teething, but maybe he's got something working up in those gums or yeah, growing. There's always so many possible explanations. And yeah, it's been going on for a solid week now, and I'm really hoping that whatever it is kind of clears up soon. Oh, nice. Oh, getting his back teeth. Yeah. Yeah, my oldest, he teethed so well, we could hardly tell he was teething until it got to the molars. The molars were tough, but this, my second, who's given me a rough go today and this week, he's definitely, he was very sensitive for all of his teeth coming in. Every tooth you could tell that there was movement, so hoping that it's just something like that. Alrighty, Ashley, if you are here, let us know. I think we're pretty well ready to get started. Ashley is our next custom order. She's having an espresso bullet journal with obviously different themes than Christine, different pages than Christine. Also, we're only doing 6 yearly pages for her, and then more monthly pages than we did with Christine's as well. So those are some of the key differences. Oh, thank you for the follow, Eva. I'm going to take a sip of tea, and while we wait for Ashley to come, I might just show you the Pinterest board that she sent me, because that's what we're going to be looking at for some of our themes. And I'm thinking today, I don't see why not, I'm thinking today we should be able to start on January. So I'm going to specifically try to find the January inspiration in her Pinterest board. Just give me a sec to pull it up here. Where is Pinterest? There we go. Okay, let's go full screen. So for January's theme, she requested a winter theme, which is the same as what Christine requested. And you know what, I should pull up her full Google form, because I put like just kind of the Cliff's Notes version of what she requested for a theme when I wrote it out. But for lots of them, she had kind of like a title for the theme and then a few examples. So the title for the theme was winter, but I'm gonna find her actual Google form and get those examples. Alrighty, so let's just take a look through her Pinterest board anyways. So the prompt for January was winter. I'm just going to screenshot any of these that have to do with January or winter, so that I can take those into account while we're working on this theme. There's a January. Obviously, she asked for flowers for a different month, so I don't know if this is saved because she likes the lettering for January or because she likes the flowers for that month, so we'll ask her when she gets here. Okay, some more January lettering. Oh, and some winter doodles. So let's screenshot these for her. I found her form here. Let me scroll all the way down to that part. Winter doodles. Stocking cap, gloves, snowman, snowflakes, skates, etc. Alrighty, yeah, so very much what she's got here. Is that the same one? No, it's a little bit different, right? The pair of skates looks exactly the same. Is that just me? Is that the same creator? Or did they just literally do identical pairs of skates? Okay, look at the skates. I think it's a different creator. It's got a different name underneath it. Or maybe that's just who uploaded. But same skates, am I right? But different pages, so there's more doodle ideas on this one, so I'm going to screenshot that one too. Alrighty, I'm just going to pop back over to TikTok so I can see. Ashley, if you're here, just let us know. The Lord's Chicken, is that what people call Chick-fil-A? That's hilarious. We don't have Chick-fil-A in Canada. Well, they have a few. I shouldn't say we don't. They have them in some of the airports and stuff. And I think some of the bigger cities, like close to the US border, are getting them, but I've had Chick-fil-A a few times whenever I go to the States, but that's hilarious. I knew that they were closed on Sunday, but I did not know that people call it the Lord's Chicken. Alrighty, so you know what? I think we're gonna keep just kind of moving forward here, even though Ashley doesn't seem to be here yet. We screenshotted these two pictures for January inspiration for the actual theme. She included this one in her Pinterest board, and the other one was so similar, I just wanted extra ideas. So it sounds like basically cozy winter gear, toques, mitts, skates, that kind of stuff, and then maybe some snowflakes. So now I'm gonna go to my bullet journal board, and we're gonna find some different title page layouts that could work with that after I take a sip of tea. I should have brought down more than one cup of tea today because I feel like I always do a lot of talking when we're starting a new journal or even just starting new themes, like making all the decisions that go into starting. Okay, let's see here. Winter, winter, winter. I want to do something like this in one of my March pages, those cute little frogs, but that's not really a layout that I think would fit this theme particularly well. Let's see. Something like this would totally work. This is Ivana Journals, who I've talked about sometimes, who uses the dot stickers quite a lot in her journals. Here's one example of it. She does it quite often where she'll just have like dot stickers or like confetti stickers that she uses. So for this type of thing, we would do like winter doodles, like maybe a pair of skates up here and then a toque and some mitts or something. And then we would change these small little flowers to be like snowflakes. You know, we would turn this into a wintry sort of thing, but keep the composition as it is. So that's going to be one option. And of course, if Ashley comes and wants to lock in one of our options, then we won't bother voting. But we will get ourselves ready with a few options for a vote just in case. This is super cute. This is also Ivana Journals. I'm a huge fan. She's one of my favorite bullet journal artists. You can find her on Instagram. I think that's where she's most active. But yeah, we could do this sort of theme. The colors that she requested for January was just blues. So I think the blue gingham would be such a nice soft touch. And then obviously instead of lemons, I'm thinking like a pair of skates or something in there, or a little snowman or something like that, you know? So that's going to be another option. See, I would save this one too, but then that would be 3 Ivana Journals layouts. She just has like, her layouts are so perfect for just using for any theme, you know, like put 2 different winter doodles in there, change those into snowflakes, bam, you've got another cute cover page. But okay, I am going to screenshot it, but I'll try to find an option too that is not just Ivana Journals. And I cannot see the comments while I'm on Pinterest because I use my iPad to see your comments. So I'll be back in a sec to check on the comments. And Ashley, if you're here, just let us know. And I will only know that when I actually pop back in there to see the comments. So you'll just have to give me a sec. I'm looking for 1 or 2 more kind of inspiration pictures for how we could arrange the January title page. Okay, something like this would be nice because we could do, yeah, like again, a big wintry doodle in the middle, some snowflakes in the corners instead of flowers. January, I wouldn't write an extra word over there. And then the calendar would just be optional as well. That one. What about something like this, but with like 2 mittens instead of the 2 suckers, and then yeah, some other small winter doodles and like the blocks of color, little snowflakes. I like that idea too. Okay, I'm gonna go back into TikTok and see if we've got Ashley here yet. Uh-oh, you're not supposed to be here. Someone mute, huh? Wait, it's only letting me unmute her, not mute her. I want to mute her. Unmute, mute. Okay, I think I got rid of her. Sorry, you guys, I wasn't here when she arrived. Okay, do we have Ashley here yet? I don't think so. Oh, a toque. Yes, it's a winter hat in Canada. That's what we call them. For us, like, you could wear a beanie in fall or spring, but like a toque is like, you need it so your ears don't fall off from frostbite. Alrighty. Whew. I'm torn on what to do here because Ashley's not here yet, but I want to start her journal. Yes, this will be on YouTube later, but she wanted to be here for the first one, so I don't really want to start without her. Is there anything you guys want to see? Any flip through of Christine? Any lettering questions? Anything like that while we wait for Ashley to get here? I don't have any orders that need packing, nothing like that. So we're just kind of hanging out, I guess, until Ashley arrives so that she can be included in the initial decisions. I can totally flip through it. I flipped through it right at the start of the live, which was just a few minutes ago, but I know not nearly everyone was here. That was when there were like 14 people here. So I'll do a quick flip through again. Yes, Joy, we just finished this one yesterday. So we've got our Lisa Frank sort of yearly spreads. Oh, February theme ideas. We could look at some of those. Show a name with a double S. Okay, a double S I don't love, but I mean, I'll show it. I understand why you want me to show it though, because it is kind of a tricky one. Afternoon break, nice. February's cat and birthday theme. I'm keeping my eyes peeled. If anyone sees Ashley, last name Bigger something, Biggers, and I forget what's next. If you see her, join the room, let me know. Because that's her username, is just like her full name. I made sure to take note last time she was here so that I would know who to look for. Thank you for the likes, you guys. Got our Rottweiler in the spring theme. Thank you, Yamil. Library and iced coffee theme for May, and then baseball theme for June. The June weekly spreads. October's Halloween theme. Alrighty. I'm just gonna finish this flip through, show you the double S, and then we'll just start in some way, shape, or form. Maybe we'll start like with her calendar page or something that isn't as, I don't know, isn't as kind of, doesn't have as many options for how you lay it out. But I would love for Ashley to be here as much as possible today, just to get started. Oh, thank you, Miranda. Definitely practice. And kind of a fake it till you make it situation. If it, you know, suddenly you realize mid-doodle that it's not going to be spaced as well as you want, you change the doodle. That's another key part. Okay. So, oh, I have no idea why you were blocked. What did you do? You tell me. It wasn't me who blocked you. I trust that my moderators had a reason. Okay, let's see here. There's no way that got... Oh, I wonder if someone accidentally blocked you instead of the bot. Did the bot comment right after you? Because we had a bot in here that was sending us pervy messages, so we blocked that person. I wonder if you just kind of got... if you were a casualty of that. It takes a little bit more than telling people what a beanie is or telling people what a toque is to get blocked here. Yeah, caught in the crossfire. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so for Ashley's journal, every month what she wants is going to be a monthly title page, memories page, and then we'll do sorry you guys, a 2-page calendar. Wait, you're still blocked? How are you here? How does blocking work? A 2-page calendar, and then a habit tracker and a savings tracker. So those are the different pages we're gonna have. Now for her yearly spreads, we want to set aside 1, 2, 3. So that will be, she'll have a yearly title, and then future log, glance, goal. Oh yeah, future log. Okay. Let me make sure I counted that right again before I... Okay. So this is where we want to start with our January theme. Let's choose, oh, thank you, question marks. Yeah, that was from Janelle's custom bullet journal a few months ago, back in the summer. So this is the doodle inspiration that we've got here. Some winter doodles. She said she wanted blues for the main color. So I just saved a couple pictures for inspiration, and then these are the layout options. So I'm thinking instead of choosing the layout right now, in case that's something Ashley wants to choose for her first one, I'm thinking let's go in and do her calendar page, her habit trackers, her memories, things like that, like her memory keeping page, things like that that aren't quite as, you know, there's not as much variety in how we could do them. And then we'll give her an extra sec to come before we vote on the cover page. I guess the tough part will be knowing what font to use for those other pages, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's come up with a nice color palette with some very wintry blues. Oh yeah, the double S thing. Right, sorry. What kind of markers do you use, Prettyfuls? Tombow, Crayola. Sorry, I totally forgot that. Thank you for reminding me. Tombow? Okay, perfect. Thank you, question mark. Okay, so there are kind of two different ways that I do an S sometimes. The first one is more of like a cursive style S, and the second one is more of a printed style S. I usually use this one, although I do find this one a little bit easier for a double S. So I'll show you both with the name Jess. So we'll just do a lowercase j, E. Okay, so yeah, for this one, just a thin upstroke, thick downstroke, and this one goes up nicely for the next S as well. And then I just try to make that kind of, I don't know, fill the gap. Or if you want to do the other kind of S, I would always pick up my marker there and then just do like a printed S. Give yourself plenty of space going that way. They both work fine, but it is a little bit awkward, like a little bit, the connection is kind of awkward sometimes. But I don't know, do you have a bigger question, like a more specific question about that I can answer for you, or was it just like seeing it? Ashley, you're here, okay, yay. I'm just gonna wait and make sure that we checked that box for pretty fulls, and if you have more questions, let me know. I just don't really know exactly what we're, you know, if there's a specific problem in there that you want me to like isolate, you know, how to connect the two or something like that, you can let me know. I do the second one and it always look, oh yeah. Yeah, it is a little bit awkward, but it definitely works. I think you definitely need to make sure that you leave yourself enough space between the two of them so they don't get all jammed together. Alrighty, Ashley, we were just about to choose a color palette for your January theme and also the theme itself, how we want to lay that out. So I'm glad you're here. We will now begin swatching blues, and Ashley, as is the case always with custom journals, if you're here and you want to make executive decisions, just comment your preference, tell us what you want, and that will overrule any sort of polls or any options that I'm giving. However, there are so many like micro decisions that go into every theme, every layout, whatever. And so I often do polls. But yeah, if you want to overrule the verdict of one of those polls, that is totally up to you. You can just comment, and whatever you comment will get locked in. We don't need to vote on everything. I just give the option because there's so many little things to choose that I can't possibly have every little option on the Google form for every single page, you know? Anyways. Oh, Rylee, you know what? I was gonna check them on my phone, but that spam folder thing doesn't exist on the Etsy app on my phone, so I'm gonna have to, I'm sorry, whatever happens in the live, I usually, this is bad, I forget by the end of the live. So I forgot about that until right now. I need to check the new spam folder that Etsy added, which is available only on my computer, and I need to do that after this live. How can I remember that? I'm gonna open your message right now, and then the next time I open my computer, that will be the thing on the top, and hopefully I open my computer early enough that I remember that. I could make a note. It's just all of my devices that are gonna, or all my things that are gonna go upstairs with me are already upstairs. That's why, like, I don't have my own journal down here, otherwise I would make a note. No, I left my bullet journal upstairs and my extra journal upstairs. Oh, I will need a poll. Let's do, how about 5 options? We'll do 5 options to choose a light blue, and then we'll choose a darker blue to pair with whatever light blue we choose. And Ashley, you can let me know if you want to add any other colors as well, or if you want to stick with just blues. So first we'll choose a light one, a nice soft wintry blue. That's what we're thinking. This is a winter theme. So that's why I feel like the light blue is going to kind of be the foundation of this theme. So option 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 in the poll right up there. And then we'll choose a darker blue or 2 to pair with it, excuse me, for the other colors in this palette. Let me start swatching some of those darker blues while we let that poll run. Oh yes, question mark, I do both. I used to do only Etsy, but Etsy stopped printing shipping labels from Canada to the US. So now I still have my Etsy shop active, but not for American orders. So if you're from outside North America, you can order through my Etsy shop. Inside North America, my website is the easiest place to order. This one's more of a teal, I know, but okay. Which one won the first poll there? Ooh, wait, number 4. That's the exact same one that we used for Christine's winter theme. That's hilarious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And I might even choose 2 of these depending. But yeah, we've locked in number 4 as our light blue. Now we've got to choose a darker blue to pair with it as well for our winter theme. I'm trying to think of what other colors we'll need in this theme. I know I'll use some light gray for like snow and stuff, some black for the skates if we do skates. We're starting a brand new journal, Kimber. Like, we haven't even put our pen to the paper yet in this journal. The poll is that little white and blue clipboard icon right under my face. Or there are only 5. Whoops. Would someone be able to restart the poll? Okay, I think it got ended and it will restart. Thank you. Because I'm pretty sure we can do up to 6, yeah. But the previous one was 5, so it was probably already set at 5. Sorry about that, Nicole. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 to pair with number 4. And Ashley, is there anything you want to add regarding what you're looking for in the January theme? A certain font that you like, or certain doodles that you want to make sure are featured on the cover page, or anything like that? Or should we just kind of keep rolling with our usual schedule and you'll let us know if you prefer anything as we go through it? I'm gonna put that down now. Hello, Mrs. Cocoban. Welcome here. Nothing in particular? Okay, excellent. And we'll just kind of keep rolling the way that we normally do, and you can interject at any point if you want to specify anything. Oh, let me show you. We just spent the last 6 weeks of my live stream making this custom bullet journal for Christine. So we did every page by hand. We just finished this one yesterday. And so now we are starting the very first spreads in our next order. So right now we're choosing a color palette. We're also going to choose how to like orient her cover page and everything. So yeah, the start of a new theme is always a little bit tedious because we have a lot of decisions to make. Okay, so option 6 won for the dark blue. Option 4 was the second place option. I'm just not quite sure if it fits, like if we would do all 3. What do you guys think? If I did a third blue, because these are kind of polar opposite ends of the spectrum. If I did something in the middle, which one would be a good middle? You know? 4 is in the middle, but it's also a lot more vibrant than the other 2. You think option 1? You think 4? 1, 1, 1, 1. Ashley said 1. Okay. I'm going to keep 1 out as an option as well. Okay, so let me show you guys what we're working with as far as our theme inspiration. So the prompt is winter, color palette is blue. We're going to be doing some cozy, like winter gear, toques, mitts, skates, that kind of stuff, snowflakes, whatever. So I saved 2 pictures of kind of doodle inspiration, number 1, number 2. And now we're going to choose an actual layout for our cover page. So we've got our color palette. Now we need to choose how we want to orient these doodles. So I'm going to give you a few options. We'll start a poll in a couple of minutes, so make note of which option you like. So option 1 would be like this, but with like a pair of mittens up here, maybe a toque or some skates or something down here. And then these small doodles would be snowflakes instead of flowers and stuff. But this is kind of the composition of the page. So that's option 1. Option 2 would be to keep the light blue gingham background because it fits our theme perfectly. But then obviously inside the frame, we'd have something different. Maybe a snowman, maybe a pair of skates, a cup of hot chocolate, something like that. That's option 2. Option 3, again, just kind of 2 bigger winter doodles. So maybe a toque, maybe a cup of hot chocolate, and then the small doodles would turn into snowflakes. That's option 3. Option 4, very similar, some bigger winter doodles, snowflakes in the corner, a bigger title up here. Lots of these have had smaller titles. Whoop, oh, hello. A bigger title up here, and then possibly the calendar. I'm not sure, but that would be option 4. And then option 5, I was thinking a pair of mittens, a pair of light blue mittens behind the lettering for January. And then again, some slightly smaller doodles, like maybe some skates and a toque. And then I love the blobs of color and the, you know, patterns, but then these would be snowflakes instead of hearts. So that's option 5. I know that's way too many options. Sorry, should I delete one? Which one should I delete? I'm thinking maybe either this one or this one because they're kind of similar. Just doodle in the middle and then title by it. I'm going to delete this one because I have so many Ivana Journals options in the mix because I love her. Okay, could we go ahead and get a poll up, Nicole, or whichever moderator is available? We need 4 options, 1 minute. Oh, you started a poll. Okay, I'll start talking faster. Okay, so option 1, replace this with winter doodles and snowflakes. This is option 1. Option 2, replace the lemons with a winter doodle. That's option 2. Option 3, again, replace that with a winter doodle and those with snowflakes. And then option 4, big pair of mittens, some winter doodles, colored blobs, and snowflakes. That's 4. Those are your options. So in the poll, in the top corner there is 1, 2, 3, or 4. Those are your options. I'm not sure if the poll is still run. Oh, it is still. We got time. Yeah. Those are the options. I guess all I'll really do is flip through them again. Option 1, option 2, 3, 4. Yay, 4, 1. You know, I loved all the Ivana Journals ones, but then when I saw option 4, I was like, hey, that would actually be pretty perfect. Thank you, Cocobam. I do have a discount code, Mrs. Cocobam. I'm sorry, some usernames, I just feel self-conscious saying them, but I need to say them. Mrs. Chocobam, Cocobam, discount code is livestream for 10% off. Okay, what have we done so far? We haven't done anything. So we're gonna start with our title page then. Let me pull up the doodles. And let me again count these pages to make sure we have it right. 1, 2, 3. Choco, okay, cool. What's your niche? What do you do on TikTok? Alrighty. Sorry, I'm just getting myself oriented here. So we're gonna do a big pair of mittens behind the January letters. So I'm gonna use our lightest blue for that so that you can still see the January lettering really nicely. So we'll do a mitten here and another mitten Option 4, 1. Yes, I love option 4. You know, May, I don't use this one near as much as I use my Tombos because it's not brush tip, it's chisel and this felt tip. So I don't use it very often. It's never run out on me, but I also use it way, way less than I use my Tombos. So hard for me to compare the two in that way. All right, what other winter doodles should we do? We need something over here and then a little something over here. Not in the light blue. We'll try to use different colors for those. So we could do a pair of skates. Let's see. A kettle, that's cute. Hot cocoa, maybe a mug. Sled, penguin. Oh, lots of ideas. Oh yeah, we will add the snowflakes, absolutely. Coffee cup, penguin, hot chocolate, scarf. Lots of cute ideas. Okay, this must be by the same artist because the hot chocolate cup is also exactly the same. It's gotta be the same. Hot cocoa mug would be cute. Perfect, we will do it. So, I'm trying to think here. Maybe I'll use navy actually for the hot chocolate mug. I'm gonna put it right down here. So this is gonna be kind of the lip at the top. I'm using our inspiration picture that we saved. It's one of these sort of mugs. And then it's got whipped cream on the top and a candy cane sticking out. Is a candy cane too Christmassy or should I include that part? No candy cane? Too Christmassy? Okay. Then we won't do the candy cane. We'll add some steam. And I actually want to add a little bit of a beigey color to the whipped cream instead of just the gray outline. And I'm going to add white gel pen on top, a little design in white gel pen. And then I need another smaller doodle or like more horizontal doodle to put up at the top here. What can we do there? Scarf. Oh, systems architect. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a unique niche. Okay, let's do a little scarf. And we'll add a little pattern to it with white gel pen afterwards. Cinnamon stick in the hot chocolate. Oh, where's my brown? Here it is. Never had a bougie hot chocolate. I just have had normal hot chocolate. Don't put anything special in there normally. So cinnamon stick sounds cool though. All right, let's add our lettering for January. I'm considering using this navy instead of black. Although the black does pop really nice. I just hope I have enough ink in this one, but if I don't, I'll just go over it with this one and thicken it up a little bit. So let's do January. Oh yeah, this one's getting a little dry. Sometimes the streakiness is kind of cute, but what do you guys think for this theme? Should we leave it streaky or should I fill in those gaps with other marker? It's not super streaky, but you can see a little bit like the Y and the J, especially the longer strokes, you can tell there's a bit of streakiness. It's not actually as bad as I expected though. You think leave it? Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of a shadow to our mittens. And I think maybe some like knit sort of pattern on them as well before I go in with the white gel pen. Ashley likes it. Excellent. Then we'll leave it. Oh yes, this is going to have white gel pen doodles on it for sure. I'm just going to kind of lay the base first. Just going to be a little bit of a knit pattern, nothing too obvious, but a little bit of texture. Just using the exact same blue. Thanks for the follow, Riddle. Oh, question mark, sorry. Yes, they have great pigment. I've had this one for probably 4 years. So they come in a pack of 2 often. I use the hard tip one all the time. So I've gone through like probably 4 of these in the time that I've gone through this one, but I don't use it that often. And so the pigment, it's good. I've had this one for ages and this one I use for everything. So I go through it pretty fast. But when I was doing my journal kits, I tested a few other black, what are these called? Calligraphy pens, and none of them were anywhere near as good, as well pigmented as these. They would start drying out on like the 3rd word that I wrote. And these ones last a long time without showing any signs of wear. All right, let me add our little blobs of color. Oh yes, I'm definitely gonna bring the kits back. I didn't run out of a lot of items from the kits, but I did run out of some, so I figured I may as well restock some of those before I bring them back into the shop, just so that I'm starting with a full lineup of options. We're gonna layer a little bit of color like our sample picture did, just some kind of like blobs. Kelly Creates. No, I haven't. I've never heard of Kelly Creates. Is that like a store, a brand, or like a creator who has her own markers? All right, let's add a few little snowflakes. Oh, cool. No, I've never heard of her, but I should check her out. All right, and then we had a little bit of plaid going on over here. All right, now let's add some white gel pen. And then while I'm doing that, Ashley, would you want to just kind of let us know, what are you looking for with your memories page? I think that's what I'll put right here. Usually what I do for a memories page is basically just a heading, maybe a small, like some doodles or some kind of border or something, but I leave it mostly open. It doesn't have like any structure to it. But you can let me know if that's what you like or if you have something different in mind. I'm going to take a quick sip of tea and then we'll do the white gel pen on this page. All right. Working from left to right, top to bottom so that I don't smear it. We're going to add a little like kind of plaid pattern to our scarf. That sounds perfect? Okay. Sounds good. And then we're gonna add a little snowflake design onto our mittens. Can you even see that on the light blue? I hope so. Should I use a darker blue instead? What do you guys think? It's very subtle on the light blue. I guess I should move my hand out of the way so you can tell me what you think. It's not very obvious at all. Darker blue, you like the gel pen, you can see it. Oh, Melissa, I've been on for almost an hour, like 45 minutes probably. You like it? I'm kind of torn. It's just so subtle, like you might not even see it if you weren't looking for it, you know? You like the subtle white? Tina thinks it's too light. Maybe a little shadow. I literally just, that thought crossed my mind. Okay, let's do a shadow. I want to check if, I think that I have a Pentel Feuille Touch pen that would be perfect for that. Ooh, Ashley chose darker. Okay. Darker, like add a shadow to it that will stand out more like that amount. Or darker as in go over top of the whole thing. Okay, let's try the shadow thing and see if that gives us the result that we're looking for. There, I feel like that's cute. I need to move my hand so that you can actually see it. But it definitely makes it stand out a little more. It's much, much more obvious when I see it in person. On the camera from so far away, it's still a little hard to see, but it definitely makes it stand out while still being nice and delicate instead of just like a bold design, you know? So I think we'll go with that. I know, Nicole. It's been like yesterday there were multiple bots who came in asking about bologna, and then today also. Is it a trend? Is it a code word? I don't know. I'm lost. Oh, you've seen it in other lives. I know, it seems like someone just like trolling lives, like sending bots to ask the same question to everyone, but they don't even have the normal bot names. You know, like often the bot names are just like, well, I guess sometimes they do have names that sound like they could be real. Sometimes they just have like account names or whatever, or a string of emojis. Yeah, that's weird. You saw a video of someone doing that's hilarious. Yeah. Some people have strange hobbies. This is why you need a hobby like bullet journaling, so that you don't find yourself creeping into other people's lives asking about bologna. There are better hobbies out there. Okay. And then on here, let's do a little design too. What kind of design should we put on the cup, on the mug? This one right now is my white gel pen. But for this theme, we've actually used a huge variety. Considering we only have 3 markers, they're all different brands. And then the shadow that I added is even a new brand. So we've got a lot going on. We've got a light colored mild liner, Lyra Aqua Brush Duo, that's our navy that we always use, and then Tombow 533, and then a Pentel Fude Touch brush sign pen. So we've been using a lot of different ones. I just want to let this white dry before I add the shadow to this one. Stripes, mountains, polka dots. You like the polka dots idea? Fern. I'll go with some polka dots. I'm thinking like kind of apostrophe style. You know, like those camping mugs that have kind of the, like, I don't even know what to call that pattern. Something like this. Oh yay, Dara, I'm glad you could make it. I also want to make this rim even a tiny bit more obvious. There we go. Okay, let's outline this. And then let's go do our memories page. Speckled metal. That sounds good. Okay, I love how, so Ashley actually had the exact same prompt for January's theme as Christine. Winter, kind of listed off a bunch of cozy things, and then shades of blue. But I love how we could take that prompt and like turn it into something very different. And they both turned out really cute. That's the fun of bullet journaling, I guess. All right, let me take a quick sip, and then we're gonna do her memories page over here. Oh, side by side, that's a good idea. Yes, side by side January cover pages, prompt being winter, blues being the main color, 2 very different but equally cute January themes. Good idea. Okay, memories over here. So let me pull up some of my doodle idea pictures again, because I was no longer on that page. The shadow was definitely what we needed. I totally agree. All right, what kinds of doodles are we gonna do on the memories page here? Thinking I'll just write memories maybe at the top with a couple doodles beside, or at the bottom. Skates or a sled. A small line border to this page. I think that would work. Could definitely do that. Memories up the side. I thought of the side too. I feel like the side works especially nicely. Like memories is a long word to write when I'm using like a thick, juicy marker like this. So then up the side, I'm probably going to rely on that more for themes where that's the case. So maybe for this one where I get to use a smaller marker, it might be easier to, you know, this would be a good time to make use of the top or bottom, because I'll definitely have to take advantage of the side thing when I have a bigger marker that I'm using. Skates hanging down from the word memories. Oh, that would be cute. Okay, so I think I'll put memories here and then put skates hanging down beside it instead of, oh, agree with the side. You want it down the side, Ashley? Memories down the side. Okay, memories down the side. Yeah, we could have skates hanging from here, and then that will fill that kind of side of the page. Sure. And then we'll need to add some blue because the skates won't really have much blue. No. Sorry, I feel like I stopped talking mid-sentence to start writing. My bad. Okay, and then let's have 2 skates. I'm gonna do them in light gray, but then I'll outline them in black. I just wanna get the shape down in light gray. These are like figure skates, so I'm not gonna do them black like hockey skates. I'll keep them white, but I do want the light gray in there. Anyways. Okay. And then the other one will be slightly behind. Yes, I will be adding laces to the skates. I'll be adding everything to the skates. Haven't really done anything yet. Oops, wrong Tombow. I'm gonna do the bottom in a sec. All right, the laces are gonna be hanging. So whoops, didn't need to draw the laces here, but minor detail. I don't figure skate. Where do they put these blades? Okay, they attach it up at the front. Like this. That looks about right. All right, and then, yeah, maybe I'll do some, like a little blue bow hanging them on the top. So that we have some blue in there. And we could continue the blue for like a border or something if we want. I might just put some like snowflake sort of doodles down in the corner here. Or maybe some more of these like blobs and stuff, because that title page had a little bit of that. Maybe let's do some of that around the border just so it's not completely empty. There we go. Just a few doodles around the edges so that it's not completely empty. Hey Jem, welcome here. Alrighty, so our next page is going to be a 2-page calendar spread. So let me show you, Ashley, how we did them in Christine's journal. So Christine's journal, I mean, I always have my 2 default options, I guess, for how I draw them. But I'm interested more in the spacing. Oh, puzzle piece. No, did I miss it? Oh no, I think I can get it. It always says I got it wrong on the first try. Oh, that was so close. Okay, sorry. No need to panic. The spacing, this is my default spacing. So I usually do 5 dot grid spaces across each box and then 6 down. So that fills up this much, and then we have room for like a notes box or something. Do you want that same kind of space, or do you have different spacing in mind for this page? I know, Laura, do as I say, not as I do. That works? Okay, cool. Then we'll do the same thing. And you also want a Sunday start, so I guess I could just use this as my guide for what, how many days are on the top, the bottom, whatever. Okay, so then we do need to vote for one thing. Could I get a 2-option poll? Nicole or whichever moderator is available, we're just gonna vote between this option with the full outline and then the highlighted dots for the days, or where's a good example? This option with the partial outline and then the highlighted rows for the dates. So this is option 1, full outline, dots for the dates. Option 2, just a top line for the outline and then a highlighted row for the dates. Oh yeah, Lauren. For me, I always make mine like a focus section, and then I give each week its own focus. I think if it were just notes, I don't know if I would use it either. I'm not sure. But that's what I use mine for. So option 1, we've got the full outline, rounded corners, dots for the dates. Option 2, just a line across the top of each row with a highlighted row for the dates. Those are the options. Task list. Oh yeah, that makes sense because I do a full page task list over here. But yeah, if you don't have a task list for the month, that's what I would use it for too. Do you do 6 by 6, Lauren, for your spacing? Option 1. Alrighty. 3, 6, 8. Oh yeah. Yeah, in this season of life, I don't have a lot of events. So I'm sure I could get away with smaller boxes, but when I do have an event, I like to have enough room to actually like write out where it is and what time it's happening. So I find the 5 by 5 is the perfect size for me. But in the future, like if my kids are in sports or whatever and I need more space for daily events, I can definitely see myself moving to a bigger calendar box size. But yeah, right now the 5 by 6 is perfect for me. All right, so while I'm finishing this up and 36, doing the writing in the dates and stuff, we need to decide what we want to do with the rest of this page. So we need a title for January, some doodles, and then the notes box. So if you have ideas for, like, please don't just put one word like sled. I know that sled doodle is an option. I'm looking more for, like, you know, what type of font, or like, you know, black calligraphy above the calendar. I don't know. If you have an idea, just try your best to describe it so that I can actually understand it instead of just one word. All right, there we go. Light blue to dark blue calligraphy. Okay. So if we do light blue to dark blue calligraphy, usually when I fade it like that, I do it from top to bottom instead of like side to side, you know what I mean? So I could do that like a stacked calligraphy. What we did, man, this is actually so nice having another custom journal on hand, because I can just like pull out examples of what I mean. So like, you know, we could do something like this except for light blue to dark blue, and then put a different doodle up here. Yeah, I can fade top to bottom here too. It's just less of a noticeable, you know, like if you're wanting to actually move from like one color of blue, one marker, one blue marker, I don't know. You know, if you're not just wanting that slight ombre effect, then we could do it stacked on the other side so that there's space enough to actually go through all three colors. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. So then we're gonna have our title stacked over here like we did in October. So what we need then is doodles that can fill this horizontal space here, and also this one here, because this whole side is going to be our title and our notes box. This is January. Okay. Yes, Jem, this is the very first page that we did. We just started this one today. So let's do the lettering. The only annoying thing is that this one is not a brush marker like these two are. So I have to kind of fake it. So we'll do J-A-N-U-A-R-Y. Yes, that works well spacing wise. I did an uppercase J there, so I'll do the same thing here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do like the cheater calligraphy sort of thing just with this marker because it doesn't have a brush tip. So let's thicken it up a little bit because my strokes will be thicker with the other ones. Actually, maybe I should do the other markers first now that I have that in so that I can try to mimic it more exactly. And you. Okay. So about that thick, I think is good. All right. Okay, you're gonna have to let me know what a stocking cap is because I saw that on your list, but I don't actually know what that is. Or I can Google it if it's hard to describe. Oh yeah, I'm gonna darken up the bottom half of every letter. Oh, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Got it. I didn't know that had its own name. Could just call it a toque. Stocking cap, that's cute. A bobble hat. Oh, wow. Tiana, the journals are from my shop. I've got empty ones and then I've got ones that are already filled for you. Okay, so we need to do some doodles up here. I love the icicle idea, so I think we'll go with that. I'm wondering if I could just do that in light blue, you know, like instead of black. I feel like that would look nice. I did forget the gray outline here because I realized midway through doing the gray drop shadow that I was like, oh, I forgot to darken up the bottom half of all my letters. So I guess I just kind of quit in the middle. Didn't realize that. No problem, Tiana. Okay. Icicles. We'll just do them kind of hanging from the top. Thanks for the follow, T. And then what about the bottom? We could do just kind of like snow drifts also with our light blue or with a light gray, and then a sled. Just since we kind of did, you know, like a scenery sort of thing up here. We could keep the scenery thing going. Cute, okay. I was thinking some snowflakes too. In the same color though, because that's the only color up there. I'm wondering if I should bring in a different one, but that's the only color that I've used so far for snowflakes. So, I'm not really sure. We'll do a little sled down here. Just like one of these sleigh sort of ones. Oh, that's a cute idea. A little igloo. So we'll do the fallen snow that's on the ground in light gray instead of adding even more blue to this part. And then we will have our notes box over here. I guess that's a small notes box this month. Sorry, the igloo kind of cut into there more than I thought. And then up here, let's do some snowflakes. And the sparkles from our other page. And I'm just gonna sneak a heading for notes right in here so that we can use all the space that's left to be a little notes area. Do I need to do the igloo in black? What do you think? I did the skates in black, but everything else has just been in its own color. Like, you know, no black outline. What do we think about the igloo? I do have glitter pens. I have a gold gel pen, or I have metallic, a few metallics, not every color. Black outline. Kind of feeling the same way. I feel like it's too hard to see, which normally I love doing no black outline, but sorry, little igloo, you're just not standing out without a black outline. There we go. Thanks for the follow. Okay, I need to add white gel pen to the letters. And how are we feeling about that? I pulled out some metallics. I'm not exactly sure where we'd use them or if we want to introduce them. I'll definitely do one of those, what's it called? Something cap. The toque with the, yeah. I'll do one of those on one of the pages yet, don't worry, but this one we went with more of a scenery sort of situation. Ooh, I don't know, Yumil. I feel like I would still be comfortable leaving it because we kind of have only been outlining the white things. So that would be kind of consistent with what we've done so far, is leaving the colored things. So I think I might just leave it. Yeah, it was a special kind of beanie though, and I forget, something cap. Okay. I think we are ready to move on to the next page then. And the next page, we're gonna have a habit tracker, stocking cap. Yes, stocking cap, that's the word. We're gonna have a habit tracker and then a savings tracker. So, Ashley, how many habits do you wanna track is my first question. Do you have a format preference for your habit tracker is my second question. I often will do the kind of mini calendar style habit trackers, but if you have a different one, I would not, a different suggestion, I wouldn't be opposed. I often do like this sort of thing, except for this one's undated, so I don't do the, you know, it's just got a general grid. I would make it match the actual outline of the month. Shadow on the icicles. I don't even know. I don't know what to add to the icicles. Mini calendar style? Okay, and how many would you like? I think 6 fit well if you do them 2 by 2. That's what I most often do. You can let me know if you need more or less. Do you think black outline on the icicles? I don't know, I feel like the blue stands out more than the gray did. Oh, maybe not on the live stream. In person, I feel like it stands out more, but I could outline those in black. I don't know. I think I usually do 2 by 2 or 3 by 3. So like 6 or 9 would fit well. I'd make them too cartoon. No, don't touch the icicles. Okay, I'm gonna leave them for now. Yes, so Ashley, I think 6 or 9 would fit particularly well, but okay, 6. Then let me think of where we want our middle point to be. And I'm gonna work up from the bottom again, like I did on the Year at a Glance for Christine. So if that's the middle of the page, and I need 7, if I come in 3 and 3, 3, 6, 7, okay, perfect. Let's do that then. And I need 5. 3, 5. 3, 5, 3, 6. Three, 7, okay, 3. All right, little mini calendars. Okay, let's do, what kind of doodles should we do on this page? Actually, let me think. Ashley, I would also like to hear about your savings tracker. Do you have, you had some saved on your Pinterest board, hey? I should go check those. I feel like these need something, so I'm gonna just add a drop shadow because they're looking to open. Stocking cap. Yeah, we'll definitely do that somewhere. That, yeah, we could do those too. Okay, so I'm gonna write habits in our font. This will be her habit tracker. So she'll have 6 different habits, and then every day of the month has a spot here. Oh, okay, let me go back to your Pinterest board and find that pin that you saved. Just give me a sec here. Bullet journal. $1,000 a month saving plan. Okay, was that, it was a Christmas theme on your board, but we'll change it for this. Is that the right one? That has a different dollar amount each day? Yes, okay. Yeah, so 30 days. 30 boxes, so we'll just do like a 5 by 6 grid, I guess. Let me think here. Do you want it to, so in the picture it's just boxes. Do you like the individual boxes, or do you want it to look like a calendar of the month? You know, like we would just do one that's about this size. I'm gonna go ahead and write habits over on this page while we figure that out. Yeah, the first day always has a lot of just kind of figuring so that we know exactly what she's looking for, and then we can kind of roll with those, you know, pages into the future months. You're okay with either? Okay. Cool. Just gonna write savings right away. All right, and I think I'll do a calendar because it just fits with what I'm used to doing. And let's see, 10.5. Yeah, that works. So then each day is going to be 3 dot grid spaces by 3. Does that sound good? Yeah. I should be using my light gray to mark these things in, because this is a new spacing for me that I don't use very often. 6, 6.5, 9, 10.5. Let me think. Kind of. I feel like for the basic spreads, I usually keep like kind of the layout the same, but the designs change each month, you know what I mean? So let me think how much we would want to change this one each month. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. All right. Maybe I'll just finish doing this with black. And do you want to use the bottom space for anything, or should I just fill it with doodles? Just if you would want any sort of like savings or money related notes. Doodles is fine, okay, perfect. Then let's just fill these 2 pages now with winter doodles. So we'll definitely do one of those stocking caps. Christine, I think I'm going to film your journal next week. I have a sponsorship that I'm just waiting on the package. So I want to do that next week. And then it will be sent out to you probably next week as well. Not 100% sure when, but that's what I'm picturing. All right, sounds good. Glad that works. I'll add some white gel pen designs to that stocking cap. And then maybe we'll do like a scarf doodle coming across here. Oh, different Ashley. Yeah, so I think how this one will work is she's gonna write in each day kind of how much her goal to save is for that day. So yeah, that's how this one is gonna work. So there will be like a number like 25, 50, whatever, and then she'll color it in when she does it. Let's do, I'm just bringing in some of our page 1 doodles, tie those back in. Yes, whoever orders the journal gets to choose when it starts. So this one is a 2027 start. Lots of people start right in the middle of the year just so they can start using it kind of as soon as it gets to them. So if you ordered now and wanted to start it in, you know, like June or something. But this one was ordered to start in 2027. And then one more little doodle over here. Lots of the ones on this thing that I saved are Christmassy, so I'm trying to like weed out. They're so cute, but this isn't a Christmas theme. I was just thinking snowman, Nicole. I could do a little snowman. Nice, Emily. Thank you. I'm gonna do a little snowman over here wearing a scarf, so I'll do the scarf next. Gotta grab an orange. Haven't had to use one of those yet. For his little nose. And I'm trying to decide if I should put a hat on him. And if so, a toque or a top hat. It looks kind of cute without a hat, but I feel like toque would fit the theme. Or like a little stocking cap or whatever. Toque, you think? All right, we'll do a little toque on him. All right, and then I'm gonna add some of those like kind of blobby doodles that we had on the cover page, because I love that kind of thing. And some snowflakes. Okay, let's add a little bit of black plaid over here. And then we had some navy sparkles scattered throughout as well, and then we will add our white gel pen. Brittany, if that's like kind of all I'm working on my lives, I can do it in about a month, but realistically, lately they've been taking us like 6 weeks because we have more than that to work on usually in the lives. Thanks for the follow, Chloe. Alrighty, and so Ashley, the next thing that we're gonna do is start your weekly spreads. So I know it doesn't ask this on the form, and I didn't ask you to specify, but often I'll do weekly spreads that combine Saturday, Sunday. Often I do weekly spreads that don't, just kind of whatever we find on Pinterest. Do you want just specifically always Saturday and Sunday combined or always not combined, or should we just kind of go random whatever spread we find? And then what else did you want on your weekly spreads? Notes and a mini calendar. Does that still sound good? For the mini calendar, I'm going to use a stamp. Yes, that sounds good. Okay, and what about do you like the 7 days all separate, or just kind of whatever we find? Thank you, Jen. So yeah, this is the theme so far. Well, so Ashley, for example, Christine always wanted them separate, but she only had one bonus box, so that kind of worked. Like, all she needed was a notes box, and for most of these layouts, it still works. It's just basically the more the more boxes we need to divide the page into, the less space you can end up having for your days or for your notes sometimes, or for doodles. It just depends, you know, something loses space when we add extra boxes. But with Christine's, I feel like we made pretty good use of the space. She wanted all 7 days separate all the time, whereas oftentimes, like for example, when I took polls on this, lots of the cute, really cute weekly spreads that we really wanted to include, you only can really have the days combined if you want it, like the weekend combined, if you want an extra box for anything and then still a doodle. You know, so there are some spreads where it's hard to make 7 separate days work, but it just kind of depends if that matters to you or not. Separate, please? Okay, yeah, we can do that. We did that for Christine's journal, so now I've got lots of inspiration for that. Okay, so we basically need to look for weekly spreads that have room for like 9 boxes, because she wants notes, mini calendar, and the 7 days separate, plus a title and some doodles. So that's what we're gonna look for as we head over to Pinterest. Now maybe let's start in Christine's journal so that I can show you some. You don't have to do the mini calendar. Okay. That does make it easier. Like for Christine's, it was actually very easy to find. And many of these we could split it with a mini calendar. Just that's, you know, that space then that's taken away from something either decorative or functional. So that's whatever. The choice is yours. But yeah, so with Christine's, we found quite a few layouts that worked really well with having the 7 days separate and then still having bonus boxes. So this one actually did have 2 bonus boxes, but for the rest of the journal, we just switched it to just notes. So these are all options, but maybe let's go look at Pinterest and see if we can find some new ones, just since we've already been cycling through these lately. I know it was kind of hard to find this many, so we'll probably revisit some of Christine's at some point. But for now, let's go to Pinterest and find some that have 7 days, an 1/8 space for notes, and then doodles and a title. How do I write 2026? I like, if I'm writing it for a heading or something, I'll often do like a little bit doodly. I love the look of serif lettering for, no, oop, that kind of caught on the table. Serif lettering for numbers, but it just takes too long. So I just do it like this because it's still kind of dressy, but not as much work as, yeah, picking like a fancy font to me anyways. Okay, let's go to Pinterest. And I'm just gonna stay on your Pinterest board here for a sec and see if you have any weekly spreads saved to here that would work well. Oh, that's for your racing month. I was gonna say that layout could work, but we'll use that one maybe then. What month is that again? June? Was that June? So January, February, March, April, May. So May and January we'll share. So we won't do that one for this month. Yeah, so like lots of these, unless you don't want like a spot for a heading and doodles, these ones don't work super well when you have the 7 days separate and want a notes box, you know? But that is totally fine. It's just, it's a tiny bit limiting, but it's not a big deal. Because I would want the same in my bullet journal. Weekly spreads, let's see what we can find. Okay. I might scroll down a bit more because I know we used lots of the top ones that worked well for Christine's journal, like the top ones that would fit 7 days and a box. Trying to decide if I want to consider something like this. screenshot it for now. And sorry, I can't see any comments while I'm on Pinterest, so I'll get back to your comments in a moment. Okay, so we could do this one, except for either this is notes and then this is all doodles, or this is notes, title, and this is doodles. But this one would definitely work with the number of boxes that we want. This is kind of the same type of thing. I'm not going to screenshot that one for now. We could do it like this and then still have room at the top for, you know, like all those four corners. When you split the page into four, if you fill the page, then you don't really have room for doodles, title, and a notes box. But if you leave a bit of a margin like that, then you can. So that would solve that problem if you do want to do one of those style of layouts. Let's see. I'm just going to click on one and then start scrolling from there to get a fresh feed here. Okay, it wouldn't be like this, because this has the Dutch doors cut out of it. But if we would do 4 across the top, 4 across the bottom, and then leave both margins open, we could have doodles in the margins. So that would work. That's another one. This one would work. Yeah, no changes needed. Sorry, I'm just finding a few options. I guess we probably have enough options that we could take a vote. Let me pop back into TikTok and see if I've been missing anything. Oh, hey Kara, you're new. CJ Ham and Spam, what are you gonna go live about? I need to know before I follow. The Gingham Weekly is so cute. I agree. Okay. So I don't think I missed anything specific. And you know what, Kara? Yes, Pinterest is great. I also love Instagram for bullet journal spreads because I find on Pinterest, if you find like one creator's picture that you really like, it's hard to actually figure out who the creator of that is because it was probably someone random who pinned it, you know? Whereas if you go to Instagram and find like a few people that you really like for me, I've got Ivana Journals that I follow very closely. I love all of her spreads. And Lettering in Me is another one. Like I just kind of have my top 5 on Instagram that I just know anytime I need inspiration, I can go to them. Whereas on Pinterest, it's just kind of, you know, you get bits and bobs from different people, which is awesome, but it's harder to track down who actually made that and you know, and then find other things in their same style. Anyways, let's look at some weekly spread options. So, we are looking for a weekly spread to pair with this theme that we've got. So the January prompt was winter with lots of blues and cozy winter doodles. So that's what we've been doing here. We've got our title page, our memories page, 2-page calendar with a little spot for notes here, habit tracker, savings tracker for the month, And now we're getting into the weekly spreads. So whichever weekly spread we choose, it is going to have this color palette, these doodles, these fonts. It's not going to look like this. It's going to look like this slapped onto this. So option 1 would be basically just splitting the page into horizontal rows. And this one, so it would look more empty than this, okay? Because we're not going to have things to watch, posting schedule. It would just be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a couple doodles at the bottom and a notes box, okay? So it wouldn't be as full. Like I'm not going to write all her favorite songs, you know? But this would be one option. Then we've got this one where we've got the 7 boxes. And then I'm trying to decide how similar is this to other ones. It's quite different. So this one, we've got a couple of options. We could either put the notes box down here and then do a bigger title and doodles up here, or we could split the two up and do the notes here and have a title up here and just doodles down here. This is another option. So when we do a poll in a sec, this is going to be option 1. This is going to be option 2. Option 3 will be to split it into 8 boxes like this and then leave the top open for a heading and wintry doodles. So that's option 3. And then option 4 isn't going to look like this because we're not going to cut the sides and make it smaller. So basically we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes with both margins open for January and doodles or whatever. So that would be option 4. I'm giving too many options again. And then option 5 would be basically just like this, 5 days over here, 2 days over here, a notes box, and then a title and some doodles up here. That's gonna be option 5. Could we get a 1-minute poll going? We did scrap the calendar, I believe. All right, sorry. So let's start our poll here. So in that little clipboard icon, you'll find the options. So option 1 is this one, kind of splitting the page horizontally and then having a notes box at the bottom. It's not going to look like this. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. Option 2 is to have our 7 boxes like this, and then notes and title and doodles, or notes, title and doodles. Option 3, 8 boxes, doodles and title for January on the top. Option 4, 8 boxes kind of in the middle, use the margins for our title and doodles. And then option 5 is 7 days of the week like this, and then split the top for notes, title and doodles. That's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Option, what was option 2? Right, that's what won. Nice. Alrighty. And I would love to hear, those of you who voted option 2, or anyone, what do we think about where to put the notes box? Do you think notes on the left and then split up the title and the doodles, or notes on the bottom and then put the title and doodles all together? Both good options. Like if we have just the title on its own, we could fit a smaller stacked version of January up in that corner. Whereas if we have the whole side open, then we could fit a bigger stacked January or a sideways January with some doodles. Both would be good options. You like splitting them? I kind of like that idea too. Notes on the bottom, notes on the left, split the title and doodles. Split them? Okay, we'll split them. So we're gonna include this whole week, even though it's mostly December. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in January. And Ashley, normally I start weekly spreads and go from Monday to Saturday. However, since you're having the boxes all separate anyways, it's not like I'm gonna combine, or sorry, I go from Monday to Sunday. Did I say Monday to Saturday? You're not going to combine Saturday and Sunday anyways. I could do a Sunday start if you want. That's what Christine did. Whatever you prefer. Monday start or Sunday start. You can let me know. But either way, the spacing is going to be the same. So I'm going to go ahead and get going on the spacing here. So I'm just making a mark at 6.5 centimeters, which is 13 dots. Monday start. Okay, I got to switch my stamps around before I start stamping. Oh, thank you, Anissa. Okay, this is page number 3, or spread number 3. This is number 4. And number 5. And then across here, we're gonna split it. 6, 12. 6 and 12. And 12. Thanks for the follow, Al Faithful. 6, 12. 6 and 12. Okay. Let me just draw those boxes right away. No, my cough is not letting up. You know, I find my hands get tired when I'm doing like small detail work, but never when I'm doing like coloring style, like, you know? Like yesterday when we had to do lots of black drop shadows, that was tiring. But doing like bigger things like this, I don't find tiring. I guess maybe because it's more like my arm moving instead of just like tiny little wrist movements. I'm not sure. But I definitely do get tired sometimes, just not typically from this part of the process. Oh, did I do that on this page too? No, I did it right on that page. This is wrong. I need to stop talking while I thought I had it right. And then I started talking. Oh, okay. I am very close to being done what I'm working on. Is that okay? Wait till she's done, okay? Okay, I'll see you soon, buddy. I'll be done soon, okay? I'm just gonna try to finish these boxes and then I've got to go help a sad boy and make some supper. He doesn't actually sound sad though. Like you would know if my 1-year-old were sad, because he makes some noise about it these days. But yeah, that was my 3-year-old trying to get me to come help him, but he'll be okay. lines everywhere. Well, they're gonna be connected and turn into 7 boxes for the 7 days of the week. But I'm doing all my vertical lines in batches, and then I'm gonna flip my journal around and do all my horizontal lines. I'm making shepherd's pie tonight. I haven't made it in so long. We love it, but it's one of those recipes that I feel like I completely forgot about over summer and then just didn't remember until like this week. But it is a bit of a longer one, so I can't just linger. I gotta get there early enough. Okay, was that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, perfect. So let's do the horizontal lines now. Although I did cheat a little, I mashed the potatoes before the live. I boiled them during lunch and then mashed them as soon as my boys went down. So I did save some time, but it's one of those meals that I haven't made recently enough and often enough to be able to just fly through it. You know, I've got my go-tos that I can just kind of autopilot and get it on the table in 30 minutes, but this is not one of those for me, so I gotta actually put some time into it. Exactly, Sherry. I always want to do that, but then I never actually do it. You know, I'm always like, but I want to use this, whatever, these carrots for a different meal this week, so then I won't make a double batch, even though it's so nice to have. So today I am making a double. I'm gonna make 2 9x13s, one for the freezer and one for today. Then we'll pull the other one out in a week or 2. Oh, on a baked potato. That's a good idea. My sons aren't really into potatoes at the moment, so I know it's not going to be a hit. So unfortunately there is that, but they like beef and like the veggies that are mixed with it. So we'll see if we can get them to... Well, my 3-year-old is pretty good about eating foods, even the ones that he expresses that he really doesn't like, but my 1-year-old just isn't at the point yet where you can like reason with him at all. So my 3-year-old will still have an okay meal as long as he can mostly have beef, but I'll probably have to pull out the bananas for the little one. Bananas, peanut butter. What else is he liking these days? Toast with peanut butter. He loves peanut butter. Outside of fries. Yeah. Well, and I think it's a texture thing because, yeah, my son, like, he doesn't like most soups, especially thick ones. And he did as a kid, like, even soups where he likes the ingredients, like taco soup, for example. If we have tacos or burrito bowls with, like, the same basic ingredients, he'll eat all of them. You know, like, the beans, the beef, the corn, none of it bothers him. But then when you put it together into a soup, he is completely opposed to it. So I think it's a texture thing, which I get. As a kid, I actually hated potatoes too. So I feel kind of bad when I make them. But now I love potatoes and they're just so good and versatile that I want to use them sometimes, even though I know he hates them. Yes, Melissa, that's brilliant. What else do you use mashed potatoes for? I was thinking about that because, like I said, I did not grow up eating very much potatoes. Like, we had a lot of, like, rice, pasta, buns or bread as, like, kind of the carb in our meal, but almost never potatoes. And so I'm like, what do you use mashed potatoes for other than, like, a full turkey dinner? You know, I would love to do mashed potatoes more often because I enjoy making them, but I don't even know what to use them for. Oh yeah, the journal is sideways right now. With this is the bottom here. Famous bowls. I've never heard of that. Olympic sport. Yeah, I bet. Beef roast, steak. But do you have to do gravy with all of those, Melissa? Popcorn, chicken, gravy, and corn. Oh, interesting. So for this one, I'll probably just cut out a piece of journal paper to cover this whole bottom part. I know I saw someone ask. This isn't the kind of mistake that I would bother trying to color over. And since this is going to be doodles, I'll definitely we're just going to glue some paper on over top. It's the same with Christine's journal. It's the first couple of months where I end up making the mistakes because I'm just not in the rhythm of this new journal yet. And speaking of that, I want to switch my stamps order before I do it wrong, because that's a mistake that I made early in Christine's journal, was not switching my stamps and then not manually doing the right order. Washi tape, but I don't know. I want to put doodles here, so I don't want to fill the whole space with washi tape, and I'm not sure about the, covering up that many vertical lines with washi tape, but we'll see. I'm thinking this is just going to be a paste in some journal paper situation. And since it's got a line here, I would line up the journal paper right with that line so that it's not very obvious, or like with this navy line, so that it's not super obvious. And then we'll just have a blank slate over there. So let me show you guys what we did today. So to catch you up, we finished Christine's custom bullet journal yesterday. So this was 192 pages. We did all of the themes that she requested, all the different layouts and stuff like that. We've been working on this journal on my live streams for about 6 weeks. So we finished this one yesterday, started Ashley's today. I did this way better. Thanks for letting us know. Okay. So we started Ashley's just today. This is the first page that we did. I always leave the yearly spreads for last, and Ashley doesn't have a whole lot of them, so there's a small section here compared to Christine's. We've got a memories page, a January title page, a 2-page calendar with some notes, a habit tracker, a savings tracker, and then we're working on the weekly spreads. So my next step is going to be to write in the dates, stamp on the days of the week, and then we're going to have our title here, our notes box here, and some doodles down in the corner. So that's what we're going to work on starting next week. I don't usually go live on Fridays. I'm not planning to change that this week. If suddenly I do, I will let you know on Instagram as usual. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining today. If you want to catch the replay of today's custom bullet journaling, you can find all of the replays on YouTube, or if you want to watch the journal that we just finished, Christine's, anything like that, I've got lots of content there on my YouTube channel, which is just Rylee Autumn. I also share all of the kind of announcements, updates, that kind of stuff on my Instagram. So I hope you'll consider joining me on those platforms as well, and joining us again next week to continue January. We should be able to easily finish that in half alive, and then we'll start February and just continue motoring on through her journal. So thank you guys so much for joining, and I hope to see you as we continue to work on Ashley's